We're starting the live stream now. I'm not sure if it's gone live yet. I don't really know if my internet's that strong here, actually.
Oh, yeah,
I don't rightly know. Sorry. I don't know. How did you see your signal on the way in here? Was it all right? Okay, well, with a bit of luck, I'm live. And we are here in Norwich. We're just outside the St Peter Mancroft Church, opposite a building that's, don't know what it is actually. It's called the Forum, and we are just outside the front of the Forum, just now setting up the banners for today's awareness in Norwich about the fact that we've been lied to through the Ministries of Education and various other outlets about the model in which we're taught regarding where we live. Don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully you'll be able to hear and see okay. Thought it would be worthwhile starting the stream prior to us having the banners up. And in fact, if I do this with my bag just now, I will give myself a free hand. My blister from yesterday's burn's not too bad. It's there. And it looks like not dousing it in water. You see it there? It's not too bad.
Another two at the end
Yeah.
or something. Right.
Okay, I've got one hand to assist.
You
I
are?
can assist with one hand. I've got this hand.
You film.
This hand.
Everybody
I can do
see.
stuff.
Film people's reactions.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. That's not a problem. Is this bag sittable? Is there a laptop in here? Ow. Yeah, I kind of moved that with my finger. That probably wasn't a good look. So, I'm going to cotch down here. I'm going to get covered by a bit of the banner here, as you can see. And I'm going to try and stand up after he's done this and try and film some people's reaction. Try and tie this bit of the banner down. Okay, there we go. I think that will hold there. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that one, but let's try. One-handed, let's go, one-hand crew. I am left-handed, so shout out the left-handed crew. Just going to get this one on. So yeah, as I said, we're streaming prior to getting them. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do what Jason said and just film people's reactions. So let me walk away. And yeah, just going to try and see if I can get some people's reactions. Obviously, I'll get back in there with the mic, but cool, this is quite good. So I'm just going to pan around so you can see what's going on. There's like a big building and all people sitting down. I imagine that. Right, so my phone's working perfectly. Imagine I'm walking back to my freaking bag. Right, so my phone's working perfectly. Jace, I think they've done something to my phone or something. Now my phone's already telling me battery low. Yeah, I've been streaming for all 3 minutes. Do believe I've got 3 mobile chargers packed. I'm just going to show you over my shoulder as I go, officer. So, thank you very much for the luck. Kindest regards. I'm now bringing myself over here and I'm going to get a charger and there we go. Don't worry, I'm going to get in there and give some interactions. I'm just going to let you see. Just give me a second, I'm just grabbing one of these chargers. One sec. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, so I'll just see if my phone is charging. Yeah, it's not charging, man. Okay, see. Sorry guys, having some charger issues here. Not sure if this wire is knackered now. Having a couple of issues with it, sorry. And we're back, sorry about that. And bear with me, and we're back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, we are streaming from Norwich today. I'm hoping you can see the crowd that's there. There's quite a few people coming up to the banner. I'm just gonna hold back for a bit. Yeah, Lisa and Jason are over there. I don't want to bombard people. It's good to give people, and I know that a lot of you might disagree on me with this. We're here for a couple of hours, so I don't think there's any use in kind of steaming in there. Look, people are up for going closer. Okay. See how long we've been here? A couple minutes. Everyone seems to be in absorb mode at the moment. Okay. I can hear a lot of people in the background saying things like, oh my God, da 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 da. Now, do you see, while these people aren't on film, obviously they've got their backs to me, so see the people that I just heard saying, oh my God, there they are there. And obviously it's the backs of them. They're quite young, but they're interested in having a look as well. So I'm just going to try and do a little head count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 people looking, nearly a dozen people absorbing them banners. Now the left-hand banner is more or less the same as my banner, and the right-hand banner is Jason's banner, which it's got quite a bit of other information on it as well, including the cognitive dissonance that's on the leaflets. We've all also got these as well, which are cards that we're handing out. I'll show you that later on. There from David Weiss, if you've listened to the Flat Earth podcast, giving out cards for him as well. Jason is just about to go live. These people are walking off and talking about it. There's quite a few people that look like they want to stop and look, but they're too concerned about maybe what other people are going to think about them stopping and looking at it and taking it seriously. So right about now, I'm just sat here holding my phone, but I'm trying to kind of hold my phone in a way that doesn't make people think I'm being obtrusive. And I know you can't really see, but can you see Jason? There, if you look on Jason's channel, Jason of the Disbury, he should be live right about now. And yeah, I just want to give people time to absorb it. Where the banners have just gone up, for all I know, some of these people could just be entering town now. They could be in town for a couple of hours, so it's nice to be able to let people read it and walk off, and if they want to come and talk to you about it, they can. So in a minute, I am going to go over there by the banner, and you obviously know it's not going to take very long before I start having interactions with people. So Jason has just gone live now. I'm going to have a look at the chat room, and I'll get to you in the chat room. Give me 1 second. Just checking my phone's charging, which it is now. I'm having major issues with my battery. Not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, we've got the banners secured to the frame, as you can see. There are some people that are giving it a look. There are some people that are looking and thinking, you know, absorbing it. But I do see people looking straight around for cameras, so now I'm going to go over there. Okay, so see, I'm just walking down from them steps that I showed you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I'm here at the banners. Okay, so that is how far those steps are, about 20 feet from where the banner is just now. So obviously, until someone gives me permission to film, I'm going to keep the camera down so you can hear me talking. My battery pack is now going to go in my pocket because I don't want to stay attached to my bag all the time. And if people are up for talking to me about what they're looking at, I'm going to have a conversation with them and hopefully get them to start thinking about what they've been taught by their ministries of education, and hopefully, have a meaningful conversation about it. So, yeah. Yep.
We have Roxanne with us, looking cool as ever.
No, I don't know why he says I look cool. I look cold. I look cold because I am a bit cold. Look, again, the sun was out, then we get here, it turns cold. I'm now cold. You went t-shirt weather, Roxanne. T-shirt, it's not t-shirt weather, James.
Yeah, but if you'd have helped set that up, you'd be as hot as me.
But you said film people's reactions. We filmed the reactions, we saw the reactions, we saw how quickly people gathered around in front of the banners as soon as... It's all right, I'm all right to be filmed, mate.
Okay.
I'm all right to be filmed,
So
it's all right.
there's a market over there.
Yeah.
Cheap jumpers.
No.
Knock yourself out.
That is not champagne taste lemonade money. That is walking back to the camper and getting my leather jacket.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
the sun's out. Well, I mean, it's here somewhere. The sun.
Somewhere. It's not doing it, is it?
And you don't want to put my rain back on.
No, I think it'll come out again. It's just that cloud's just there. So,
And she's
yeah.
not high maintenance normal.
No. So, yeah, here I am. I've got a denim jacket on and a t-shirt. So I'm cold. I'm cold. Here we go. Yeah. So I had the sunglasses on because, like I said, when we got here, is the sun going to come back out again? It was sunny, but it's not sunny now. So, as I said, I'm filming me, but I don't know if anyone else wants to be filmed just now. So let me get into the national curriculum, what we're all taught, the same thing that we go to school for from 4 years old. We learn how to write our name, ABCs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and learn about where we live, solar system, planets, the whole 9 yards. Benjamin Jenkins, hi, from Adelaide, Australia. And hold on, let me see if can I lean on that? No, can I lean on this? Let's see. Maybe that one? Okay. Benjamin Jenkins, thanks so much for tuning in. Flat Earth Forums. Ben Bruce, thanks so much for tuning in. I predict a good day. In my experience, Norwich is a busy place, but with generally pleasant people. Good luck today, all the best. Thank you so much, Ben Bruce. And thanks, Benjamin. Awaken mind, keep spreading the truth, and God bless. Revel, yes I do. I did have some sleep last night as well. I got to sleep quite early. I think I passed out about 1:30 and woke up about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. And I worked as well because I work from home. So I worked till midday today. And then as soon as midday was done, I shut my laptop and came out. So yeah, I do manage to sleep. And yeah, does the UK have a common core in the school system? That's what I think we need. We need more awareness about the school system. Sorry, this is a fence I'm leaning it on. So where I'm leaning it on this fence, it's sometimes getting in the way. So yeah, I think we need more awareness. We need much more awareness on what we're taught. I know what I was taught. My daughter knows what she was taught. I know what school system she's going through. My son's 11. I know what my kids are being taught now. And I think your average parent understands what we're being taught. We understand some of the things that are being introduced into the primary school system are incredibly unhealthy, and the kids are being exposed to things they've got no business being exposed to. So I think in general we do need a lot more awareness on the ground of what's going on in the education system across the board internationally, and look at why we're being taught the things we're taught. Because like I said, I was taught the model of where we live as if it was fact. No one made that disclaimer to me in my education system. Don't know about everybody else. Sorry, don't mean to have my finger in the way. Okay, cool, Rebel. Benjamin Jenkins, cool. So, here we go. Don't know where Jason just went. Jason's gone. I heard his voice and then he was gone. Oh, look where Jason is. Look. If you're tuned in to Jason, you'll know because he's got his camera with him. But look, he's up there. What's he doing? Okay, well, they can all see the banner. So where they can all see the banner, that's probably quite cool. Here he is there handing out the banner. Guy and Lisa's having a chat there with that guy. And them guys there are having a chat. So in general, it's looking quite good. It's looking quite good. I know you might not be able to see me very well. Sorry, the sun's there. See? Okay, that's why I have my sunglasses on. Because it's sunny. Ah, look. Sod's law, right? So we've got the banners here. As you can see, we're outside this church, which is called the Church of St Peter Mancroft. So if you are aware of where things are in Norwich, you'll probably know exactly where we are. Down there's a little farmers market thing. So just going to the other side of the banner. I don't really want to be imposing on people. Like I said, I think it's intrusive enough for some people that I've got a camera on me, but I think it's pretty good to see people looking and absorbing it. And if they are, you know, taking a look, then at least they've stopped to do that. And I think that in its own right is good enough. Jason's on his camera. He's talking to them guys there. I'll just show you their feet. I don't know if he's filming them or not. Don't know if they're up for being filmed. And this is another one. Have you got any advice for circumnavigating filming issues? Have you got any good tips for... Because I often will just try and keep the camera down until people give me permission to bring the camera up. And, you know, if they, you know, do give me some permission to do that, I will... That's what we're asking.
Well, it must go round there, mustn't it? It must go round there, mustn't it?
Well, that's what we're out here asking today. Why do people believe what we're taught? What's people's personal core beliefs as to the evidence of what we're taught? So we're all pretty much taught the same thing in school about where we live.
Floating in space if you didn't have gravity.
Well, yeah, so I'm asking, why do you believe that? I know that we're taught that, but why do you personally believe that there, you know, the force of gravity exists? What evidence have you seen of that?
Yes, I've evidence, because I'm standing here.
That couldn't be down to buoyancy, density, the fact that things sink and float.
It's in water. I know that because I was in the Marines.
Okay, so there you go. So you know about relative density and buoyancy, and you know that the air that we're in has got precipitation in it, and you know that. And I know pilots too have spoken and interviewed many of them that don't actually account for the curve.
No, I mean high flying ones that used to go in the spy planes.
Yeah, we've interviewed some of them. We have, and a lot of them have gone on and gone on record to say that they don't account for curvature. So that kind of puts things in the mix in a little bit.
I've actually spoken to an actual cosmonaut as well. He's been into space and he's seen it go round.
Well, again, we've got no evidence that anyone's left low Earth orbit. So, I mean, you've got good information in the sense where people have given you good stories, but again, you've not come up with any evidence for it.
He's actually given me photographs of it down there.
I'm sure a lot of people have seen photographs, manipulated photographs. So again, that's also a good story. And would you class that as proof? Photographs, yes. Yeah? Manipulated photographs.
He's got he knows more than I do.
And who's that? What's his name?
I can't pronounce his name.
You can't pronounce his name, but this person is the reason that we're you know, I'm wrong and you're right. The person that you can't give me his name. So what good is that to me in this conversation? I can't take that away and say, oh, what, look, such and such that you just said, you've just proved me wrong. The education system, everybody that's made you believe you're living on a spinning ball flying through space. I think the ball's a load of rubbish. I think it's actually lunacy to think you're living on a spinning ball without any evidence of it.
Well, what's your evidence is it not then?
Plenty of evidence. We see far further than we should. That's if you take the time to read this, sir, you'll see for yourself.
It's called vision.
I think you've got a heavy dose of cognitive dissonance, if you don't mind me saying.
I don't care what you say.
That's okay for you. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't make it right though. No. You obviously take it as a given, and I'm not going to change your mind here, and I wouldn't expect to change your mind here. But I would, you know, expect you to be open-minded enough to even question the authorities that have told you that information. You'll say, my friend this, my friend that. I could do that. I could say, well, my friend said this. and my friend that said that, but you're going to say, that's no good for me, because I can't walk away and corroborate that.
I've actually seen.
So you're asking me to take your word
I'm
for
talking
it.
about my friend. I'm talking about people that I know.
So people you know, so you're asking me to take
No,
your
in the
personal
military.
word for it,
In the
and
military.
what's that supposed to mean?
They're serving.
So because you're saying they're in the military, I've got to
No,
accept what
I've
you're
been
saying
in
is
the
fact.
military.
And because you've been in the military, you're telling me I live on a spinning ball, and that's that's some kind of authority that I should believe. You're asking me to take a leap of faith and believe you. You're not bringing an ounce of
I know I
evidence.
believe.
You believe you're living on a spinning ball flying through ever-expanding space.
I'm not going to
I
get
don't know, it's on backwards turtle.
But that's all right. As long as that's what you believe, you can walk off believing you live on a spinning ball flying through space with no evidence other than pictures. That's good. But, you know, if you have time in your life, slow down and maybe look at the fact that it's not a given, mate. Because it's not. Don't live your whole life in a lie, bruv.
Yeah, you haven't pinned your opinion, I have mine.
At least I'm not in a belief system, mate. What can I say? I tried. What can I say? Some people, you can't force those that aren't ready. What are you going to do with people that need to be forced? I tried. He wasn't having none of it. He had a mate in the military, then he was in the military, and then he spoke to a cosmonaut, and he spoke to him, couldn't give me his name, and it was all yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you just got to let them walk away, man. He had a mate in the military, then he remembered he was in the military, and then he spoke to a cosmonaut himself who showed him pictures.
Point scoring.
And yeah, it was all that. And I just went, it's all right, mate. And anyway, I don't give a shit. And I thought, right, now you're swearing at me. Let's leave it there, mate. Don't force those that aren't ready, I would say. There's no need. There's no need to force. But when you gauge it within 2 or 3 minutes, you know if you're flogging a dead horse.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, be prepared to walk on.
When people start dropping lead balloons in the conversation, that's time to walk away, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, well said, Marilyn. Marilyn said, yeah, because he was in the military. Blimey. Yeah? Blimey. I wonder if he flew his tank upside down. Well, it's almost, I've got a background in science.
Yes. Oh, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Go on.
Now I'm an authority. Anything I
am.
say now, you're wrong, because I've got a background in science.
Well,
I don't need to listen to you, mate.
If you know how to put
I don't need to listen
detergent
to
in your
you.
washing machine, you've got a background in science. You're messing around with chemicals and things.
Well, I spoke to a cosmonaut.
All right, okay.
Showed me pictures.
Well, there you go. You're a scientist.
You're crazy believing all
You're a
this.
scientist.
You're crazy believing all this, mate.
But the problem is you're not dressed as a scientist. How can I just... Oh, where's your glasses? I need to know that you're a
I'm clever
scientist.
and I know what I'm talking about.
There
Glasses
you go.
on.
You've got to put your glasses on.
Right.
People need to know
All right.
that you're educated.
Okay. Right. Jason's told me I'm putting me on clever and I know what I'm talking about. Glasses on. See them? Nice. Okay. Right. They're a bit scratched up now. They've been overused a little bit. But apparently Roxanne now knows what she's talking about because I've got my glasses on. Okay. Oops. As she knocks herself out as she walks up. Okay. All right. So, chat room. What can I have a background in? Give me a background. Let's do a bit of case studying. This lady looks like she's confidently walking up, taking a good picture. So, chat room, if you can hear me. Any ideas of a background? I'm not going to say science, I think that's rubbish. I've got a what exactly? What can I say? I'm just going to be me. All right. Thanks, Brian. Yeah. Well, at least people are looking and they're interested, you know, to even look. There's a lot of people that are just walking past and not even reading it, so.
Yeah, that's it. That's the intelligent look. There you go. I would buy anything from you now. You look intelligent. That's all it takes. Just a suit, maybe a white coat, anything will do.
You think? We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, can you feel the spin? Can you feel it? Can I give you one of these? Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Whoop. Oh, Jason, you're not knotting myself off of that. Crikey, Mikey. So, my arm's a little bit hurting.
I've heard something like that, yeah. It's interesting. Good, good. We're just asking people to research what it is that we're looking at.
Good.
I agree. You know, I've had this before, yeah. We've taken it for granted for too long now.
Okay, so Jason's chatting to that guy. I'm just going to stand here with my phone and look. Let's chat to Lisa about how that conversation went. That sounded like it was a good convo.
Yeah, it's interesting because here, all the conversations I've had so far have not been resistant at all. Which
No.
is,
Do you know what? A couple of people in the chat room have said that people are pretty much quite open-minded around here. So,
yeah, I was
you know,
surprised.
Lisa's saying that she's not had a bad conversation yet. Lisa's not had a bad conversation yet, she said. Everyone here's been pretty receptive.
Yeah.
So that's a good look. Good look. Well done. High five. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. And there's the banner. There's all the people that are sat there having their lunch. And those that want to come up and take pictures, they can do. And those that want to come up and have a chat, they can do that as well. So, but we're trying not to like swarm around the banner too much. Trying not to swarm around people too much. And like I said, if people want to come over, and have a conversation. We've got leaflets, we've got cards, a little bit of sunshine.
Could be. What are you going to do? Any ideas? Right, well, I'll let you have a think. We'll take it to I watched
Yeah, I don't think we can have beans and onions and mushrooms like 3 days in a row. I'm not sure that's going to work, but we'll see. Give you a leaflet? Do you want a leaflet?
Compiling evidence to suggest that
Here we go, darling, no worries. Okay, so I saw someone stopping and looking like they wanted a bit more information, but they didn't quite want to stop in front of the banner. So, hey, brother, 007. 007. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you in the chat room. Marilyn Wisby. Nice to see you as well. Lee Redpath. Life is short. Yeah. Some people should be coming on their lunch break soon as well. It comes in like waves, as you can see. There's not that much people passing just now, but little waves of people.
Norwich, got to get in touch now. Yeah, we're seeing you in Belfast, I think.
Yeah, and Jason's live as well. So yeah, so hi Ray, how you doing? We are in Norwich today, day 5. Haven't had anything other than one interaction so far, and he had long stories for us all. Military, cosmonauts and all sorts. Long stories, no evidence, but long stories. A good few people have wanted to take some information, leaflets, and stop and absorb the information and take some pictures and stuff. So for anyone tuning in, we've been here for nearly 30 minutes now.
Nora says when she
Started.
joins, we'll cook us pasta.
Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, I started streaming just before the banners went up, so you could see the banners going up and people having their reactions and stuff. So we've been here for about half an hour now.
Yeah.
I've had one interaction that's not gone the best. He had long stories, cosmonauts and all sorts, so... But I'm all right.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Don't know, I can feel a tone in your voice there. Did he piss you off a little bit?
Did, a little bit. It was one of those ones like a kid that's just been out late and bust their curfew. So much excuses, but no actual evidence of any of it being legit.
Yeah.
And that's why he ended up getting in a tiff and walking off, because he realised he just ran out of long stories. So yeah, I just thought, okay, all right. Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
So, you now take a deep breath, count to
Yeah.
10, and then that's forgotten.
Yeah.
Move on.
I know what I'm talking about. Glasses are on now, so
Some will, some won't. So what next?
yeah, yeah. kind of gauge people that want one. Do you want a leaflet, darling? No worries. Whoops. I keep knocking my head on this wire. There's a wire right there, can you see it? I keep literally duffing my head on it. Okay. I feel like people that will have an interaction will like either naturally resonate or they'll walk past or... leaflet, darling?
No, I'm just reading this.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, some people don't want to have a chat, but this is the...
Which part? All of it. I know you've read it. Yeah, I don't want to discuss it with you. I don't want to discuss it. I'm just reading.
Oh, right, okay. That's a great one.
Yeah, some people are not pleased with it. Some people get angry about it. Some people want to have a socially acceptable conversation about it, and some people don't. I'm not really sure what that says about more about the person or the subject, to be honest with you. Yeah. No.
What is it about then?
The globe being a lie.
What, that it's not round?
That it's not what we've been taught.
Is
No.
it? I'm not anti or pro flat earth.
Yeah.
I had a question the other day, which
Yeah.
funny enough, I just see this. I had a question because I looked into it a bit. Yeah. My only question is, and this is on not loads of like, knowledge or evidence. Yeah. I was like looking at this flat earth thing. Yeah, and they're saying that flat earth disproves gravity. Again, this might not be what you're saying, innit? Yeah. But like the point is, flat earth disproves gravity. Yeah. But how then, if you've got a ball, this is what I don't get. Yeah. If you've got an orange on a stick and you drip chocolate on it. The chocolate will go round the ball like that, yeah, and then drop off. Is that not the concept of?
Not really, because the chocolate's more dense than the air around it, so obviously
Hence
the
why it
chocolate
sticks
will
to it.
sink, yeah.
Yeah, but why does it stick to it
Relative
like
buoyancy and density. It
Should it
worked
not
for
just
everybody
drip off the
before
sides,
gravity. And what gravity is it you're referring to as well?
That's what I mean. I don't know. I'm just like, that
Yeah.
was the thing that came. The
So-
other day I was driving. I was thinking, you know what? But when there's a ball like that and you put liquid on it and
Okay,
it sticks
so
down.
if I get you, if you can try and visualise this. So if I poured some liquid mercury into a tub,
Yeah,
some liquid mercury, right?
yeah.
And
Like
put
what Terminator melts into. Yeah.
yeah, and put a 110-pound anvil on the top of it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that anvil would sink or float?
From my lack of science knowledge, I'd assume it would go into the liquid mercury.
Yeah, surprisingly enough,
That's
it would
science,
float.
mate. Just use your brain
Yeah.
and you
It's
realise
all
what a
right, it's
little
all right.
cop.
That's all right. Keep your ego in check, sir. But anyway, yeah, it will float. Have a look.
I will.
Relative buoyancy, yeah, of course, darling. You can take a couple of them if you
I'll
want.
just take one. I've got to take it to
Relative
the
buoyancy
office
and density kind of
Right.
worked for everything before any gravity came into it. And what I'm here saying is that there isn't any evidence of what we've actually been taught by the Ministries of Education.
Right.
We've been taught a model. I was taught what you was
Yeah,
taught.
and everyone stuck
but
to it
at
for so
school,
long, yeah.
at
And
school they
nowadays-
never said model.
Right.
At school, that was taught to me as like gospel.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like as much as they taught us about God.
Definitive, innit?
Yeah? They didn't ever say at the end of the lesson, now remember guys, this is a model, so just bear that in mind.
that's the
And then
trouble
I've gone,
with
hold on,
science
I've been
though,
in
innit?
school for like 16 years learning this. That's almost like a miscarriage of justice. If you're going to teach us a model, tell us it's a model. And then tell us, you know,
then science, a lot of science is like a theory. It's not actually like
correct.
evidential. You know
Correct.
what I mean? They're like, this is a theory that this is
Correct,
this.
correct.
And that's everyone proves it.
And a lot of propaganda backs it up as well. So
Was there not a thing where they got ships and they tied string to it? You heard about that? They tied years ago. They put string or rope on these ships, yeah, and then they drift and they went through the sea and then they measured the curvature of the rope and it curved or something.
yeah, but there's a lot of land-based observations that
so-
also
but-
disprove the model that we've been taught.
And I
So
suppose
it's
even
like
if
6 of
flat,
one,
yeah,
half
it
a
could
dozen
still
of the
sink
other
and
in
come
that
up, innit?
sense. Yeah.
You're not saying it's flat as in definitive. You've still got like.
Yeah, I'm
bits
not
and stuff.
claiming what it is.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying the
Saying
claim
it's
that's been made
disproved.
has been observably disproved. So that's me. I'm not trying to give you a new paradigm.
No, you're
I'm
just
just saying the
disproving
one
what
that's
they're
here, even the people that have designed these. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's told everyone that we're on an oblate spheroid. So why are NASA still pumping out circle pictures? So that alone tells you, right, I'm looking at a retrospective image of what this place could look.
He's high horse about all this anyway, isn't it?
Exactly.
He's an aggressive
So
guy, man.
This is one of the people that work for NASA. They went on record to say, yeah, it's Photoshop, but it has to be. This is a culmination of data, and we make artworks that represents what this place should look like. I'm going, well, that's a mugs game. That's a mugs game, because at school they never said all that. They went, look at this is a beautiful place you live in. And then when you look at the space agencies and all the CGI they give us, ever since I've been open to this subject, I've gone, go on, let me see if I can find some evidence. Mate, 4 years later, I've found nothing. See, if this was solid, we wouldn't get 5 seconds to poke any holes in this, because this would be solid.
Yeah, of course, yeah, especially after all this time and all this technology.
No evidence.
What about then, there's other things, yeah? What about if you're in America, yeah, and you want to fly to China, yeah, which is to the right, on a, like, say that was just like not a circle, yeah, say that was all land massed together like that, yeah, you're in America or even England, you want to fly that way to China, yeah, but there's flights from America that fly that way.
That's what I'm saying, flight paths don't make sense.
Yeah, but
If you think about it, if you look at this ball model, and you look at the flight paths that people take, and then you project them on something that looks a little bit like that. I'm not claiming it's this. Forget all this. I'm just saying, imagine if the land masses were like this and laid out like this.
Maybe understand what I'm saying.
So
I'm saying if they can fly that way, then they can also
but
fly
they
that way.
don't.
But
That's the thing. They don't. They all go through here. All the flight paths are all like that.
Right.
And for us, that doesn't make any sense, because if that is the case, you'd have way more flights in the southern hemisphere than you do. But you can't even track most of the GPS down there.
What about
on
then
them
the
anyway.
geezer who jumped at the thing, like, the Red Bull fella, who jumped out? Have you seen that? And he's got the camera on his head, you can see
That's
the curve.
fisheye. That's fisheye.
But anyway, if that was curved, it could still be the curve.
But they
not
showed
ball.
you the images from Earth. See, before he took off,
Yeah.
even the runway was a ball.
Yeah.
See, when he was standing there
Okay,
on the
so you're
runway.
saying
So
it
they've
already
gone,
looked
look, no, it was already in a fisheye lens anyway, so it's going to look like that. So yeah, again, it's all like, hold on, nothing really amounts to anything. And then you think, well, why would you teach it by all means, right? But if you're going to teach it as a model. Don't try and teach it as fact. Back it up with all the movies, put all of this madness in our head and call that life.
Ain't there some geezer that's saying if you can, he'll give £1 million to someone if they prove it, they disprove it?
I've even heard of court cases recently where people have put money up. People thought they brought evidence of this. They've taken it to court and lost because they haven't brought enough evidence of this.
Mad, isn't it? So what's your motive for being here then?
So my motive for being here is, for me, I was bumbling along life like everybody else, buying into all this, taking it as a given. And then I thought to myself, what do I really know as a human? Why does it not bother me about who we are, why we're here and what we are? I've been desensitised to just kind of get on with it and just consume and obey. I still enjoy life, don't get me wrong. Still enjoy going out with my friends, listening to music, going on holidays, swimming, all the other things I used to do. But once I realised, I don't know what this is, by the way, I just know, well, it's not that, it's not that. So at that point I went, why go to all this fucking trouble to lie to us? I don't want to live a lie. No, you're right, I'll have nothing then. I thought I knew a lot of things, but all I knew was what I was taught. We understand the fundamentals. You're not on camera, but I can see with the job you do, you understand that we've got core fundamentals: water, electrics, electromagnetism, toroidal fields, all of that. You start thinking to yourself, relative density and buoyancy, you think, before they came up with all this crap, they were throwing people in prison for telling people it was that. And they don't want to even let people know that. I mean, 80 years ago, I know this is a bit off subject, but 80 years ago, you could go into a pharmacy and get cannabis medication that would work with the endocannabinoid system. People didn't have cancer back then. But all these things that are man-made, what we're taught, what we're given, all of it's you look at all the riots that are going on in Hong Kong with all the social conditioning, they're taking out the facial recognition things. Them poor people in Hong Kong, 90,000 of them between June and July were prevented from getting long-distance train tickets within the country because they didn't meet their social credit score. It's like something out of a fucking horror movie.
Mad, isn't it? You look at like South Korea and stuff, or North Korea,
Correct.
so it's the same
Correct.
out there, isn't it?
Correct. You look at the yellow vest things that are going on in France. People everywhere have had enough of being taught to live the way they're living and being forced to live. That's right. That's right.
But then that's like Brexit as well, though, isn't it? Surely?
Correct. I think what we're seeing internationally with that is most probably the systemic change of the old guard with who's in control of
so
things.
you're not anti-Brexit then? No.
No.
No, I think there's more people that ain't anti-Brexit than they make out is.
Yeah.
And do you know why?
I think it's a bit
Because
like in
central
America.
media.
There's people that support Trump. They're afraid to come out in public and say, I support the president.
They go, it's not massively popular.
Yeah.
That's because in the media again, though, it's the fear and it's scaremongering.
Yeah.
You can't go out and have a
Well,
casual
let's be honest.
conversation.
All the world leaders, they're all puppets anyway. They're all working for a shadow government, and we all know that there's probably puppet masters, and most people walk around saying they're the Illuminati, but it's probably the elite families, whoever they are. Do you know what I mean? There will be a power. There is in every company. The company I work for has got one. They've got core 1 and core 2. We're never invited to them meetings. And people say, well, too many people would have to know. And I think, no, the bean counters in the finance department of my company, I don't know what the fuck's going on in there. They just do what they're doing. I just do my little job. There you go. Yep. Yeah. You look at all.
Putting through like getting people like Big Bird and that, and he was the guy who's fucking nonsense everyone up.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's all across the board. But they don't want people doing this, bruv. They don't want people having this kind of interaction. Do you know what they'd rather we talk about? Do you see Love Island? Do you see all that stuff? That's what they want us. They want us in the pub talking about all that crap, not talking to our fellow. That's right. Well, you probably see it at work. You're going into a meeting and everyone's eyes are down, full house. 10 years ago, everyone was like, all right, Bob, how's it going with that report? Need any help? Fancy going for a drink on Friday? Only when that office door opens, everyone goes, all right, Ted, all right, Bill, go on after you, mate. No one wants to talk anymore. And you're considered a bit of a weirdo if you do.
But it's like such a juxtaposition, though, because then you're saying that, like, the internet and telephones is killing us socially, and it is, stopping conversation, it stops, like, uprising. But at the same time, it promotes it on the other side because we can speak our freedom, our truths. That's mad. It's like, that's why I think everything in life is yin and yang. There's no definitive answer. Everything's positive and negative.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that is my
and
words
I think
exactly.
As much as we'll go with this and we'll go, yeah, man, work for the people, there's always going to be the other side of it.
Correct,
You know?
and
As
that's
much
why
as
I
phones
said.
are shit, they're good.
That's
you know
it.
what I
That's
mean?
why I said I'm not out here pushing a claim. I'm not claiming it's flat. I'm just saying, fuck the claim that's been made, guys. Have you looked into this? This is mad. Look, 'cause it don't stand up. Yeah. It's up to people to take. A bit like the Matrix. If you want the truth, it's there. If you want to go and find it, it's not my truth. It's not my truth.
Was that, mate? 20 years ago, I think. The other
And
day.
someone said it was a documentary or something. Yeah. A bit like They Live. That consume obey mentality. Take off the glasses and see it for what it is.
Mad,
It's mad. It is.
Where are you from here then? Yeah.
No, London.
Yeah.
London. We're going around the whole of the UK, trying to take time off work and fit it in around other things that we've got in life. But yeah, it's selfless in that sense. It's almost like my whole street, where I live, they all know what I think about things. And there is a misconception. People say, oh, look, you're a flat earther, you're this, you're that. I think that's been weaponised. It's clearly and observably flat. I haven't found one shred of evidence of a curve. But I can't go into a realm of start saying to people it's flat because now I'm making a claim. Now you're going to say prove it, and I can't prove it. You know, I can prove that's a lie.
Yeah, and the term flat earther now just got bad connotations as well.
It's not socially accepted.
Exactly, it's like Brexit.
And that's what I want. I want social acceptance for questioning what we've been taught is fact. We've been taught is fact that Brexit's this, the government's that. We've been taught is fact, big pharma's this, big pharma's that. And we're seeing, no, it's not. Hold on. No, wait a minute. Let us, the people, fucking decide what's going on here. And we're realising we're getting things rammed down our throat. And then if you go against it, you're called a nutter. Tinfoil wear.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it is.
mad.
But
Whereabouts in London you from anyway?
West London.
West
London.
Whereabouts?
Near Twickenham.
Oh, is it?
Near Twickenham. Yeah. Northwest London, I think, is one of the best areas of London. Now. It is. But again, like I said, so many people are not up for having this interaction and slowing down and just having a real conversation with people.
It's villainised, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're villainised with
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah.
Like, so with Brexit, I was at Brighton yesterday. No, Saturday. I was chatting to people there, and it was like loads of people that was like, I was like, oh, we'll sound Brexit. And then we have like a couple of little like good conversation about it. And it's like, these are people that you'd assume was like anti it and that. And I was like, I bet you don't tell everyone else though that you're pro like having this leaf in. They're like, well, not really, because you make me look racist, innit? And it's like, I mean, mate, it's just villainised everyone's opinion.
Exactly.
There's a million more people voted it as well. It's not like there was fucking 32 people.
But when I
extra.
think about it though, I think there is much more. There is a lot more of the silent majority out there than I think people know.
Yeah, I'd like.
I think the silent majority stepped up and voted Trump in. They never thought she'd lose. They never thought that bad would lose.
Because when people go, no, we've already got a vote, it's like, yeah, we'll be brave enough to get the vote again. And I bet there'll probably be more people that go, yeah, let's have it.
I think this time round, after seeing what's internationally going on as well, how much despair with all the other governments and what they're doing in their countries retrospectively.
On this him shit, innit?
No.
And the last thing I say is, what I don't get is when these people talk about like all these people, these lefties, trying to be for the people and that, and then they talk about Brexit like it's a bad thing, and you think Brexit to me is like a new world order. It's like encouraging it. You know, like Europe and that.
Correct.
It's like encouraging it. It's like when we used to smoke weed when you was like 17, you go, yeah, one nation, like New World Order is a bad thing. And now all of a sudden it's like they're trying to promote it like it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And what's
I
worse
know
is
it
the
ain't
sleeping
Nazism,
masses will buy that
Yeah, yeah,
easily,
yeah.
like they go with McDonald's to just
Because
go and
that listens to
consume
what
it.
they're told on the BBC
Correct.
and that. And they turn
Correct.
and tell you, it's like, oh, you're not allowed to be pro that. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Mad,
You're not
innit?
socially accepted, and again, that's why I'm out here trying to have conversations to push
yeah.
for that social acceptance, to make people go, all right, I know what I see on the internet.
Yeah.
I know what I'm told to believe on the internet. I know what algorithms are working against us on the internet.
Yeah, yeah.
The internet would see us as tinfoil wearing hat nutters.
Yeah, cool.
But we're out here to show people can be contributive members of society and still go, I'm not vaccinated, my kids aren't vaccinated, I didn't buy into that neither. I'm perfect, I'm nearly 40 years old and I've got a clean bill of health. Nothing wrong with me at all, nothing wrong with my kids. My kids haven't got any allergies, they're not allergic to anything, they haven't got any gluten intolerance. When I was at school, most of my, like anyone in my class, they wasn't saying can't have nuts, can't have milk. Like most of the kids in my kids' class, I've got some kind of ailment.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's like a rarity now to not have
I
it.
said to my missus on the way here, I was on the phone to her, and I was like, I ain't wore glasses for too long. And I'm walking around, I'm saying, there's more people wearing glasses than ever
Before.
I swear to God.
Ever before. Do you
She was like, it might be because you're clocking it now you're wearing them. I was like, I don't know if it is, mate.
No, I've noticed that for a long time. There seems to be an incremental increase in people wearing
It's like,
glasses
fuck,
and
look at
needing
that.
that.
It's like almost 1 in 3 now. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Fucked up, mate.
yeah.
But then my other argument is with all this, and it's like, I just sit there and think, you know what, I can get myself wound about this, that and the other. Like spiritually, I just got to look at what's around me and appreciate
And that's
and
it.
get
That's why I'd rather not know what it's not.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah, you don't
Because like I
spend
said,
all your
I used to
time
think I
getting
knew a
worked
lot,
up.
but all I knew was what I was taught.
Yeah, yeah,
And I thought, who's taught me that? No, not my family.
Yeah, yeah.
And my family's taught me my morals. They've taught me right from wrong. Then that moral compass, like you know when things are fun.
Spirituality, innit?
I was actually just saying, and I know there might be, some connotations from this, but I'm trying to grow as a person, right? And we're driving. It looked like a baby kangaroo. I don't even know what it was. It may be some baby rabbit on the side of the road. And I said to my friend, why is it that we don't salivate when we see things like that? Why does see like when you see like a juicy strawberry or like your favourite piece of fruit and you literally can't walk it, like you might be at your mum's house or something, you think, go on, I'll have that. You can't help yourself. It's literally there and you're salivating. Like, when you were a kid and you used to have opal fruits and you start juicing before you got it in your mouth.
Yeah.
But we don't see that when we see roadkill. But when you see lions and that in the wild, if they see like a gazelle or something, do you think they're walking past it? They're like salivating from miles off.
Do you eat meat
But
though?
I'm not sure about meat anymore,
same.
and I'm now on a so I don't buy meat from the supermarket. I like them days of getting the kids nuggets and all of that crap. They're gone. And then I went down the corn avenue and then went, what are you putting in that? What am I doing? And that's where I am. I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit kind of. Now they're bringing out this Beyond Meat stuff. They're bringing out this new grown gluten stuff. Just like, and I'm going, you're going to turn this into synthetics in a minute, I don't know what you lot are doing. There you go. So
you know what's mad though?
it's trying to get that protein
when
in.
you look at a gorilla, they have like 99.8% of our DNA, whatever, something like that. It's bigger than I expected. It's 99%. They don't eat meat, innit? They're vegetarian. You think, fuck me, what did we then? Come humans and then started eating meat.
And we've not even been given that kind of meat-tearing teeth. We've been given the kind of soft teeth.
But then what do we eat? Vegetables and fruit.
Wow. That's why I'm on a bit of a mission, talking to vegans when I can, and talking to try. And I feel like I'm better off talking from people's personal experiences than just flicking through the internet and going.
Yeah, definitely.
Because look at the disinfo that's on there. I keep looking at videos about this subject, and people are talking about fucking flying pizza dishes in space with people falling off the edge. I'm going, what's going on here, man? Why are you making people think it's some next mad thing that can't be taken seriously?
It does make a joke out of it.
Yeah, it does, and then it just makes you think, why would you do that? If all of this was solid, you wouldn't be worried, would you?
That's right.
Why would you be worried? If this, and I said to someone else, if this was solid, if this whole claim was like impregnable, none of us would even get 5 seconds to even question this. When I started questioning this, I'd have been put back to sleep in 5 minutes if that was true. That's all I've been searching for, evidence of the sun being 93 million miles away, evidence of us orbiting anything far less the sun, evidence of curve, evidence of a molten iron, core. How about that? Yeah, we see volcanoes, but the deepest they've ever dug is only a few miles.
Yeah. So what would it be with the sun and the moon then?
Again, I've got to the point where I've got no evidence of that matching what I've been taught.
Yeah,
So I've got myself in limbo. I've almost done like you know when you see Neo and he just wakes up and he goes, fuck. I'm there. I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, it's not that anymore. Yeah, I'm not going back. I've done it, innit? I've taken the red pill. Fuck. Bollocks. And it is a bit like that when you start opening Pandora's
The only
box.
thing is with the sun and moon, like, obviously it does change position, innit?
Have you ever seen Bart Sabrell, Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon? This guy was doing a documentary for the space agencies and they accidentally sent him stuff they shouldn't have sent him, innit?
Right.
Have a look for it. He's a proper documentary maker and obviously mainstream media are not going to let that go out there, but when I saw that
On the way to the sun, yeah?
on the way to the moon, yeah, check that out. And for me, there's no, you know, like when you catch someone red-handed, there's no getting out of that.
Yeah.
They've done, and then Buzz, he's admitted it himself.
Yeah, I've heard it, yeah.
Muppet.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Good for you. That video only resurfaced last year, but that video is years old, you know. He said that years ago.
So do you think we didn't even go to the moon? Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for evidence of that.
Yeah, it's like with the blowing flag and all that sort of thing.
I'm like, man,
And why haven't we been back since?
yeah. And with the new Space Force, their motto is exploring new horizons. I went, yeah, go on, good laugh. Where's the horizon? Up there? No.
But you know who else
There.
is doing it? Elon Musk, isn't it? So he'd be
Yeah,
like,
he claimed to put a car up there. None of it. I don't know if you bought that Tesla going up there, but I see it and I went, dodgy as fuck. I don't know. And then he says you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. I thought, what?
Yeah.
Are you taking a piss?
yeah, right,
I broke that sentence down in my head. I went, is that an oxymoron? Is that a contradiction? I think that's a contradiction in terms, isn't it? How can I say, listen, mate, you can tell that building's real because it looks so fake. How can you tell something's real because it looks
Do you know
fake?
what the problem I think, and this is what I honestly think, is on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Is reality is your reality. Yeah? So like whatever's going on in London don't matter to me until I make it my reality. Yeah?
Correct.
So in the sense of all this, do I really need to know? Do you know what I mean? Do I need to try and go space myself to find out? Or
No.
every time
And
someone
that's
tells
where
me
I
something,
am.
it's never gonna be
That's
real,
where I
you
am.
know
So
what I
I've
mean?
just got to the point where I'm like, well, I'm not fucking prescribed to that anymore. It's almost like a
If
bad
you
habit.
tell me what an apple tastes like, until I taste the apple, I ain't gonna definitively know.
Correct.
innit?
Correct.
And I get to the point now, I just think my reality is cushy and I can't be fucked to worry about everyone else's. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
let them do whatever, say what they want, mate. As long as it don't matter to me and I'm missing my kids, I'm happy.
That's right. The only thing I don't appreciate is that we spend nearly 2 decades at school learning it. And that's the bit where it makes me go, it's almost like it's a miscarriage of justice. What could you have taught us instead of teaching all that? How about teaching us how to be self-sufficient, should in case anything fucking go wrong? No, you didn't do
I
that.
suppose that comes down to
And even my mum,
parents,
do you remember when you were at school, when your nan would be saying like, well, why don't they teach you to fix things anymore? Like back in the day, they would do sewing classes and what would they call homemaking classes or whatever, home economics. But even now, they don't really focus on that too tough. So then you've got a generation of people that are just not really knowing how to do things unless they've been handing it down by their family.
Or unless you go on YouTube, which is again is a power and a fucking tool for us, because if you want to learn anything now, YouTube.
Everyone just YouTubes
If I want
it.
to learn a piano,
Exactly.
I find YouTube.
Yeah,
I ain't got to go and
exactly.
pay like people. That's what I mean. All these systems got yin and yang, all of them. you know
All
what
of
I
them,
mean?
all of
You
them.
look at school and you go, yeah, man, that's fun. And you go, but then look at YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think honestly, not to teach spirituality in any sense, I just think everything is yin and yang, mate.
Me
Everything.
too,
There's
me
no
too.
definitive
Dark and
yin.
light,
Yeah,
dark and
it's
light.
gotta be,
Everything's
innit?
dark and
On
light.
off.
You've got to find
Look at the internet
somewhere
works, on and
in the
off.
middle.
Just on and off signal. Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
Mad.
yep.
That's what I just stick by, yin and yang. So as much as I find something that shocks me, I think, well, there's going to be the other side of it. You know what I mean?
Of course,
As much as I
of
find something I
course.
love, I think, well, there's going to be a shit side to the other side.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what I was explaining about the flat earth. The shit side of this is there's another paradigm that's out there that's making an even more, not an even more claim, just as much of a claim that none of us can say we've gone because no one's explored the fucking room. We've had Operation High Jump, Operation Fishbowl, Antarctic Treaty. No one really gets to go past the 60th parallel. And so when you think about that, you think to yourself, fucking hell, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. So all there is evidence for there being none for the claim that's been
And then I
made.
just think, again, personally, the only evidence that's ever going to make me happy is when I do it myself, and I probably never will.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. And that's what brings me back to, it would have been nice of them to say at school, it's a model, by the way. Because then I wouldn't have invested so much in it as a kid. We all, like...
You'd
for so-
understand there was another
I've
side
had,
to it without saying
I've had a
that,
couple
so.
of conversations with people that go, I don't fucking give a fuck where we live. And I go, yeah, I probably could say that at one point, but then eventually I'd be lying to my fucking self. Does that make sense? Oh, I don't give a fuck what they've taught us. And then even the other day I had a conversation with a girl and she went, well, you know, I'm not really bothered. And I went, not bothered about the time wasted learning it, no?
Yeah.
And she was like, I I said, like we're bothered waiting in a queue. It's time wasting. It's the only thing in life we don't get back, time. Can get money back, can get cars and houses and all of that back. It's just time. That's why people are pissed when their holiday goes wrong.
Did you enjoy school though? It's
Um,
not the best days of your life.
it isn't, and that's why I feel like it's a miscarriage of justice. It's bad enough as it is, and then you teach us lies.
Yeah, I love school. I love school.
I had a good experience at school, don't get me wrong. I had great friends. I had a lovely time at school.
Going to school, seeing my pals, falling in love young, thinking like
Oh yeah,
kissing
but the
people.
you're talking about the social
Smoking
aspect
around
of
the
it,
white shirt. Yeah,
but not the
exactly.
academic aspect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm
it's
with
yin
you
and
on that.
yang again, innit?
I'm with
You
you.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Yin
dark
that,
and light.
yang that, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
School, I remember my cousin, he was a little bit older than me, and he was like naughty, sort of fed up to no good. Well, like he was like a scholar, and he was like, Frank, enjoy school, best years of your life. Biggest
Yeah.
thing that ever stuck by me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm
well
glad
said.
he told me because I listened to him every time. I
The
thought,
social
shit.
interaction you get from it as a kid,
The friends
meeting
now,
people
roll around
and
the friends I'm in the pub with and that, and I'm saying
Yeah.
that's Barbara from school, that's thingy from school.
Yeah.
It's mad.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll leave it on that. Yin and yang. I read
Thank
this.
you.
Love you, see ya. Have a
You
nice
too,
life.
my
Look after
darling.
yourself.
Take
Ta-ra.
care, darling. Bye. Okay, just spoke to that boy. I'm going to keep his face off camera because he had his uniform off. But that was a really nice interaction. I thought that was good. And my chat room's not working properly on my phone, guys, so I can't see very much. It keeps jumping back. Yeah, that's good, yeah, walking down the street. Face rate, gravity, pseudoscience, government lies. It's a good question, yeah, I just see that. So, sorry, I'm in the chat room now. I'm just going to scroll up and try and make this work.
Which one's real and which one isn't?
Oh, you're so funny, Zen. It's MasterChef. Master burnt. Roxanne burnt the beans. Roxanne burnt the toast. Roxanne burnt her hand. Roxanne virtually burnt everything. I'll tell you what I didn't burn though, guys. I didn't burn those mushrooms. Those mushrooms were a bit tasty. So, okay, let me have a look at the... Oh, Jennifer, thank you. Thank you so much, darling. She says, great work. Wow, the Globe Eye crew. Thank you, darling. Yeah, we didn't get to that, Brian. I wanted to get to that. We kind of skimmed over the subjects quite quickly. I kind of skimmed over them quite quickly. Wow. Lisa's talking to a vicar. That's so cool. Okay. So, yeah, they used to teach us. We would burn up. Brian Stavely. Hi, darlings. Death. Hello, my darlings. Top of the morning to you guys. Waffle along. And sorry, Miss Chime, Marve. Oh wow! Cheers, bro. Cheers, Dave. Okay, I'm really trying to keep up with. Oh, mate, do you know what? I even burnt the cereal. No, my hand's really sore. It doesn't look too bad, but it's really sore because it's right on the crease of my finger. It's not this finger, it's the other finger. I don't want to hurt my hand, but it's right there. So it is like super sore. You right, darling?
Vicar's not happy about us being here.
No? Okay. Okay. So we're being told that the vicar's not happy about us being here. So I think we're going to get moved. I think we're going to get moved. We've got a lot of suits that have just walked off. I'm going to show you them actually. Hold on, let me just show you them guys that have just walked off. Now looking back. So there they are up there. Can you see them? Those guys up there, they're not happy about us being here. They've just walked off. Yeah, my hand is really sore. Hold on. Need to find them. Sorry, guys. Got them in my hand now. Hold on, just need to get them out of the pocket.
It's just something that we cannot break.
So, we've got the vicar not happy about us being outside the church. Chat room want to chime in? Because we'll have a full-blown argument. I'll go for it. I'll bring you all into the argument. How about that? How about you all chime into this argument and we do we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. So who's down? Who's down for putting in their 2 cents worth for why we shouldn't be moved from outside the church? Go for it. Maybe the fact that we're tied onto the railings hasn't helped. Thank you. Thanks for everyone in this the chat room, but all your support. So sorry, I'm staring at bricks right now. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just have a little sit down and get some bits and pieces out of my bag. So, hold on. I'd like to come away from children because I don't really want to have young kids on the camera. To be perfectly honest with you. So let me just, I think I'm about 40 paces away from the banners now. I'm sitting on these stairs that everyone's sitting on. And I'm sat virtually in front of said banners. So let's try and get a little bit more comfortable here. The stairs are quite big. Okay, so now I can put my shades back on and actually see the screen on my phone. I can't see the screen properly. Let's get it sorted. Right, now I can see. So, let's put them aside for one moment. Put them in the bag. Phone is still charging. Right, now I'm doing it. So, David Scriben, Zenith, ABC, Deadlock. Hello, my darling.
Myself to
Hi.
Jim Eldred, obviously.
Oh, lovely to meet you. I've seen you having some chats already. How's it been going?
Well, I'm a pretty sly person, but with strangers I'm okay. That's the beauty of it.
Love it. Love it. I had a really good interaction. I've had one kind of negative interaction and one really open-minded interaction.
I don't normally deal with humans, people, and I'm very shut off person.
Right.
Got a brick wall up.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've seen me posting stuff on your channel and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't interact with people.
Right.
I have to see your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whites.
I have to
Whites
see,
of
no,
the
just
eyes.
your eyes. Yeah. I have to see that and trust people. The way it is. But this, I can judge people. If someone doesn't want to talk to me, I'm going to know that.
Can't
I'm
force
gonna
those that
bother
aren't
them.
ready, right? There's no point. I think it's not an efficient use of time and energy to
You
try
guys
and
are
force
doing it right.
people that
You're
aren't ready.
You're doing it right. I've been observing it. I observed it last year. There's a few things that I can say to you.
I think constructive criticism is welcome whenever people want to give it.
Because
Because
on
I think,
the internet, I'll do it personally to you.
yeah, yeah. And do you know how much that's appreciated? I can't tell you how much that's
Something you
appreciated.
said last night was totally. I thought was the meaningless. Yeah, I thought what
high
you
five,
said
man.
was.
High five.
Oh, geez. But you thought nobody heard it. But it was
Okay.
actually being. I thought, yes.
Really?
You were
Oh,
talking to them
brilliant.
3 girls.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
you said to him was spot on.
Really? Okay,
A
cool.
lot of things you've been saying are spot on.
I know I might have got a bit agitated
No, you
with her,
didn't.
but I needed to get the message across. But I wanted to do it without her feeling like I was
You weren't
insulting
being
her.
offended. No.
And I didn't want to use any I didn't want it to go there. And I know that it wasn't coming through on the camera, but she was starting to be very standoffish, and her friends backed away. And I realised she was the only one screaming that she wasn't bothered, but she was way more bothered than her friends. And I thought, when she went down so many lines, and I thought, I've got to find a way to connect with her, make her think about this when she walks away. And I don't want to change someone's mind. I think if we were doing that, I'd be worried.
Yeah.
Because it take more than
You're forcing
that's
something
it.
on someone because you're
Just trying to
obviously-
plant a
obviously
seed
young
that they'll
girl to
grow
you,
themselves.
They're young children to you,
Yeah,
your daughter. They're
yeah.
young children, and they're like so programmed. They're actually in it, and they're probably just going to college or university.
Right,
and
right.
they're screwed.
That's why I said at the beginning how old they were. There was a couple that were under 21 and one that was just over 21, and I thought, right, I can see you are just fresh out the shop.
Fresh out of the system.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Like them 2 young chaps I was talking to, yeah, you got a bit funny, but no, I'm an adult, I'm a 56-year-old man, I don't stand for that.
They're taking the banners down now.
The way he smiled at me, I thought, yeah, all right, I'll smile back at him. Well, at least they shook their hand, it was respectful, and he did try a couple of things. I'm not 100%. My memory's not brilliant, but I think I just pointed at a few pictures. That's brilliant having that to jog my memory. Right, pointed at a picture.
Look, they're taking the banners down. Look, they're removing his banners.
It's that church probably.
Yeah. They don't want it anywhere near the church when all it does is kind of, I don't know why they're so against it.
It lets you know that, lets everybody knows that they're assholes.
Because they're controlled.
That's not their property. Well, it might be. It might be. Because you have to ask the council to do stuff, but
I've
you're
got
not
to say
selling.
something.
You're
I've
not
got to say
selling
something.
anything.
I've got to say something about the scriptures they read, man.
Listen.
Their own silly that they're doing this. I've got to. Not triggered or anything, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything silly. Just want to say. What seems to be the problem, sir? What seems to be the problem? What's up?
Could you kindly remove your property from our property, dishinge that, and also remove the banners from our area here in front of the church?
Just the property.
Yeah, or your sign.
What's the why? Why is that?
Because you're attached to private.
Yeah, we'll get off the property. But other than that, what's
and
the
also
problem?
here,
Why are
this
you
is all
so
private
angry?
land.
Why are you so uppity about it?
We do not.
I thought you were
endorse this.
benevolent. I thought
We
you were
don't-
benevolent, sir.
Hello.
Okay, but I can see the look in your eyes. That's not a benevolent look in your eyes. You know that. Okay.
Kindly just
Okay.
ask them to as
Can I ask you about your scriptures?
Thank you so much.
Your scriptures state fixed, stationary, and immovable, sir. Sir, give me a benevolent answer to your scriptures. I read them myself. Yeah, I went to a Church of England school. It says fixed, stationary, and immovable. We're coming off your railings. I'm trying to have a conversation. Didn't you smile and say hello in a very sarcastic voice? You're not very benevolent, sir. Don't you claim to be benevolent? Don't you claim to be benevolent? Don't want to answer the question, do you? You don't, do you? What's the issue? We're not going to move.
I'll call
Okay?
the police.
Fixed, stationary, and immovable. I'll get the Bible out myself and start preaching it to you, sir. Felt the elbow there, Mr. Benevolent. I felt the elbow, and you're on camera. He's calling the police now, going back into the church to call the police. Going back into the church to call the police. Not very benevolent, sir. Where's the benevolency in you now? Oh dear. Look, shutting the door on me. Didn't want to answer to be benevolent. Hey, I thought people that worked in the churches were benevolent. I thought people that... Do we have another benevolent sir here? Good afternoon.
Can I suggest that you move
Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Because your friend wasn't. Are you benevolent? You have a collar
I'm
on.
afraid towards this.
Sir, no. I'm not asking about the banners. I'm asking about to me. Can you have a conversation with me, please, sir? Can you look me in my eyes
Yes,
and
I
have a
absolutely
conversation
can.
with me? Okay. Why did your friend misbehave the way he did?
Because you wasn't
Are you a man of
asked.
the cloth?
I am, yes, but
Then you
keep
can't
interrupting me.
condone that kind of behaviour. That's
But he hasn't
absolutely
done anything
disgusting
wrong.
to me. Elbowing me in my side and,
Well, I wasn't
and
there. I
on
didn't see
film.
that.
I'm live on YouTube, and he just did that and then shut the church door in my face. Your scriptures, sir, state fixed, stationary, and immovable.
Do not
okay?
quote scripture.
I'm afraid I have to because you're standing there with a collar quoting it at me.
I haven't
and you claim
quoted
to be
any scripture at you whatsoever. All I've asked you to do
non-benevolent.
is
non-benevolent.
to move your sign.
You're not benevolent either.
That's all I've asked
Claiming
you
to be
do.
benevolent and you're not. You're absolutely not being
And
benevolent right
you've
now.
attached something to our railings.
Okay, and your
which you
friend
did not
elbowed
ask
me
to
and
do
called the
so.
police. He's on the
And you're
phone.
just here as
Would you tell
provocators.
your friend he was on camera doing
no,
that?
we've had great conversations
Okay.
all day. This is you provocating
All I
us.
did was ask you politely to move.
And we said no.
You're on camera the
And
whole
you
time
have-
doing this.
and you
Because
have-
we don't
Really
need
bad,
to.
man.
Well,
This is you've got
do
a
you know
collar
what?
on and
Unless-
you're not being benevolent. You should at least,
Because
at
we know
bottom,
what the law
the
is.
core of this should be benevolent. You should at least be open-minded to have a benevolent conversation with us, and you can't. You can't even bring yourself to do it. Look at your body language right now. I'm so ashamed of how you're behaving. You're absolutely breaking me right now. Absolutely breaking me. I went to a Church of England school and I haven't denounced it. And the way you're behaving at me right now, you've let me down incredibly. I hope you're proud of yourself. My God, you should be disgusted with yourself. I am now. You've let me down and you're not benevolent, and neither was your friend who elbowed me in the left-hand side of my rib and then shut the church door in my face, and you claim to be benevolent. Wow. Looks like charlatans still exist, everyone, and they wear collars. Wow. Wow. I'm done out here. Fuck. Wow. Wow. Well, you just saw that for yourself, everyone. I'm going to take a seat before Rasta Rocks comes out. Let's walk away from that. I don't have anything more to do with that. Gonna wear a collar and come at me like that? I don't think so. So, you saw the badge, right? Good. I didn't even I think he wanted me to bring that into the conversation, and I'm not. So I just stuck behind the word of benevolency. Yeah. What a joke. What a joke. Yeah, Dolly. Yeah. Yeah, look at him walking off. Really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, that was bad. But I went to a Church of England school. I didn't say that I'm an atheist. Went to a Church of England school. If that's the case, then it's a miscarriage of justice and I want my time back. But we're not going to get that, are we? We're not going to get the time back, are we? No one's going to get that time back. Been taught something and then stood outside one of the religious houses which claims the scriptures and sorry guys, I'm just taking a moment to clear my head. Taking a moment to think to myself right now. I'm not going to stop the live stream, I'm just going to take a minute to think, man. I need to think. A lot of my life's just flashing through my head right about now. A lot of my childhood, a lot of trips to the church, trips to Sunday school. And obviously when I was old enough to make my own decisions, it's still my childhood. The Church of England school. I went to and stood outside the Church of England, St Peter, Mancroft in Norwich. I'm not going to bring the argument into the church and go to a priest and have the argument. If the argument's coming like that, then I'm going to defend the truth. I have to. Man had a collar on as well. Wow. Wow. Sorry guys, I'll be back in a second. Just taking a minute to take. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Rasta Rocks didn't come out. But as we were walking, man elbowed me in my left-hand side. Man elbowed me. The first guy I was talking to, I was like, why? Like, you know, like when you elbow someone to nudge them away from you. I knew it, the way he was like, hello. I heard the sarcasm in his voice. I see it in his eyes. Mad. Mad. And them man are in that building there, you know. They're in there. Authoritative figures in that said building right there. Talking to a woman like that and dealing with her like that's mad. Okay. Yeah, I'm not packing any of that with me. Don't have any of that stuff with me, so I won't be having any zoots today. No zoots today. No zoots. No zoots. Yeah. Got a dad who's Catholic. Dad's side of the family's Catholic. Grew up with two religions at loggerheads. Subject things out the West in people, right? False ideology. Idling. Worshipping. People worship this man-made thing so much. Man-made thing. So I'm just reconciling for a minute. In fact, that's probably the best word I can give this. Give me a minute to reconcile this for a second. If I walk back over there and have a conversation with someone right now, someone could get the wrong side of me. So I just need to You just need to know when to step back. Yeah. Obviously, I'm emotionally involved in the truth because I'm just thinking out loud. Just shut up, Roxanne, for a minute. Why? Why would it bring... Yeah, Dolly. It's been happening for a minute. Systemic takedown of the old guard. Religion is responsible for the heliocentric model. Why is anyone surprised at their actions? I'm not surprised at their actions. If anything, Daddy Wex, I'm just disgusted and disappointed. Disgusted and disappointed, I think. That's the... Yeah. And I didn't see that until I was right up in front of him. Remember, I walked up to the back of him and then he turned round and then I saw the badge and look, there he's there. Looking for me. So, I don't know. Just really disappointed. Really disappointed. But no, there's a big crowd around. It's quite a crowd. I'm like triggered as fuck right about now. Sorry for the language. I'm just visualising myself walking up to one of these people saying, okay, and what's your thoughts on this? That's going to be an act right about now. I'm actually fucking fuming because I can see them cowering away in the entrance to the church with their arms folded. And it's like, rah. Really disappointed. It's just disappointment. It's just sheer and utter disappointment. I'm not surprised. Am I surprised they behaved like that? I'm thinking to myself, yeah. Oh gosh, Dolly, it's so easier said than done. Hi, National. Nice to see you in the chat room, darling. Just need to... It's not over though, right? We realise this, yeah? They've phoned feds, they're in this is not over. These guys aren't leaving this, yeah? I can see just off camera they're in the archway with their arms folded looking for something. So I gather that's the police they're looking for. So that was round one. Next is round two. And I'm just trying to keep my cool right now so I can do just that, Dolly, when the police arrive. I'll blast my light. So that is what will happen. I will. I shall. But I think it's good how many people are absorbing it, right? That girl's having a good look. A lot of people are getting triggered. I see a few people getting antsy. But something's telling me just to kick back for a tiny bit longer. Do you know what it is? I just want to see what little duppy movement's going to go on with these two guys and the police. I want to see the police going to them first. I can't remember. They're live. They were live on camera. So I remember what happened to Tapper and Harry, you know. Still fresh in my mind. I know how these people move. Trigger people, goad them, and then get them to see that guy that's running over now. He's been sat there goading it with his friend for the last 5 minutes, sat to just my left, and now he's running over there probably to have a crack. This is me showing you the social acceptance lack of this, the lack of social acceptance of this. People are looking to take the PISS. That's why it's so important to come out here and have these interactions. That one there, he's just come out the church. Just behind that girl, that guy there with the blue shirt on. Oh, yeah, of course. We're just going to block the view, yeah? Move. Him. Huh? Set his camera on. Doesn't need it. Probably going to do a lap and go back round the block, but he just came out the church. So I don't know what's going on here. But I'm going to make an attempt to go back over there. There's a good few people over there now. Just having a little look around, seeing who else is coming. Like I said, they're looming in the doorway, trying to move the banner. So they've called the police because we put the banner by the church. So we'll see. Let's see how far we get before more hindrances come.
Far, and then you land. They told us that all around the globe. There's no sense that why they have to.
They're lying to you.
But why the flag comes out like a year ago?
Okay.
All the studies people
Probably
from
the
this
emergence
hero
of YouTube and things.
It wasn't that long ago they were throwing people in prison for telling people they lived on that.
Yeah.
But it's just as important as what you're saying there. It's saying, swings and roundabouts.
If you search on the internet on books, well, comes to the same thing. That's wrong.
Well,
What do you think? It's funny. So what do you think?
see in here,
Do you believe what you've been taught?
there is an app there. Download that app.
Do you believe what school taught you?
Loads of questions.
And that's okay then, yeah? You believe this, it's okay, you don't question it. You know they taught you a model, yeah? You know this is a model? It's not fact.
No, thanks.
But they teach you it's fact when it's not, it's a model.
That doesn't make
You know it's a model, I know it's a model, but we're made to believe that it's fact. And the numbers don't stack up. Okay, we see much further than we should. But what I'm asking, why do you find it funny? Why is it funny? No, not in a bad way. I'm saying most people find the subject. You see the subject, they laugh at it. So I'm saying, what is it do you think people find funny? I didn't mean it in a bad way. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
And we're just saying, when you start
It's just there was a crowd of you laughing at the same time, and so I was like, okay, this is like school playgrounds when people make fun of people. I understand that, that's okay. But I want to know why you find it funny. But then I noticed when I ask people why they find it funny, they don't want to answer me. But I was sitting there, I saw you running over, you were quite excited to come over and have a laugh. But now when someone wants to seriously talk to you, your hands are in your pocket and you don't want to talk. But you just said you understand, but it's okay, we don't have to have a conversation. If you found it funny, it's okay, but maybe not make fun of people, you know? But that's what I'm saying, now you don't want to talk, you've stopped laughing and your face is all serious because I've questioned you on it. So maybe think about ridiculing. And I'm saying if you weren't, then explain what it was you were laughing at. I'm saying, what is it you find funny? And then you're like, I didn't. I'm not telling you off, I'm just trying to have a conversation. If you all find it funny, but you're hiding from me now. But you were laughing a minute ago. So why do you make it feel like a playground? Why can't you just be normal like most people and talk about it? Okay, so ignore me like I'm crazy, okay? Crazy lady asking you why you laughed and... Okay. I don't believe it's flat either, sir. I don't believe it's flat either, but I don't believe what I'm taught either. Which is okay, right? I'm questioning what I've been taught is fact.
I don't think the earth is bullshit.
Why do you believe what we're taught then?
I don't believe what I'm taught. I believe what is empirically provable.
And what is empirically provable to you? The model that we've been taught?
What's the model that you've been taught?
The heliocentric model, the same as everyone else.
The heliocentric. You
Okay.
mean the sun is the answer of the universe. I don't believe that.
Okay, so all I'm saying is what we're taught at school. What were you taught at school? Were you taught you were living on a ball flying through ever-expanding space in the solar system like I was? I'm talking in layman's terms.
Yeah, sure.
So I've started to question that. and I've started to look into that, and I found
I'm glad you did.
Okay,
And
well,
I have too, and I've read Einstein's theory of relativity, and he pretty much agrees with me.
Okay, it's a theory though. You did quote that yourself. It's still a theory.
A theory does not mean it's not a scientific
Okay.
truth.
But lack of evidence doesn't mean there's a lack of evidence, does it?
Lack of evidence doesn't mean it's a lack
Just
of
means that you
evidence.
might not have seen any evidence yet, right?
No.
Okay. I'm still yet looking for some evidence of what you claim to be true. So, but
Oh, I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you. It's a good faith that you have.
I don't have a faith.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't,
Yeah,
my
you do.
darling.
'Cause
No.
you can't
And I
prove
know
it.
you need to make that okay for you.
But
That's
no,
why
but
you're
you can't
forcing
prove
it on
you-
me.
you
You're
can't
forcing it
prove
on
what
me.
you're talking about. That's
I
the
can.
thing.
I can prove right now to you that the model we're taught is not accurate.
That
I
doesn't
can
mean
see,
that doesn't mean that what you believe in is provable.
but it doesn't mean that you're right and I'm wrong.
No, I'm not trying to be right and wrong.
And neither am I.
I think there could be multiple truths
But that's
in the
you
universe.
walked up to him and you said you don't. I'm not claiming anything. I'm out here
He
telling
looked
you.
like he was questioning you as I was, and you were
He
putting him
was
down for it.
ridiculing. He laughed at me. and I asked him.
No, but that I will
He,
not do.
he laughed with 3 of his friends, and
That-
then when I said, "Why are you laughing at me?"
That
then
I
he
will.
didn't
That
want-
I will
Yeah.
not do.
And I'm just asking for a little bit of social acceptance for questioning what we've been taught is fact.
Well,
If you wanted to call me anything, then I'm a globe skeptic. Skeptical about what we're taught. But I think a little bit of skepticism in life is a good thing. I don't think we should take things we're taught as a given just because we're taught them.
truer words have never.
And that's why I'm out here, because there's a misconception for people like me. I'm called a flat earther, and I'm not. And I'm just trying to say, look, I'm just out here questioning people about why they believe what they believe.
Yeah.
And that hurts when people laugh because they've made an assumption.
Yeah.
You know?
I couldn't
But
agree more.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for stopping
Bless
and
you,
talking
sister.
to me. You too. Take care. Sometimes you just got to disarm them. Fucking hell. People are just on it today. On it. Okay? But yeah, I needed to correct him. Like, he was wrong. Those boys, they were laughing. And they don't even want to be on camera. These kids, they don't want to be on camera. I'm not going to put them on camera. Because then YouTube is going to tell me I've got a community guideline strike or whatever. I've got minors on them. Nah. Jason has, so we'll see what happens with his. They obviously don't want to talk to me because I'm just getting laughed at, so it's all right. I'll just stay here by the banner until someone does want to have a socially acceptable conversation with me. But I'm not forcing those that aren't ready. If someone does want to have a conversation, I am here to have one. Just up for ridiculing and taking the piss. Sad, actually. Sad. Amongst themselves taking the piss. I hope Jason is getting somewhere with them. You know? I hope he is. For his own sake and time, I hope he's getting somewhere with them. See what I'm saying? I can't help but laugh. Make yourself feel better. Bad. So it's also, you know what it's like? It's also it's almost like a social case study, isn't it? I'm looking at the kids walking over and laughing and going back, and when I pulled the little boy up, it's like he wanted his mum. It's like he wanted his mum. Yeah, it's like, I love it. I almost find watching it from a distance more fascinating than even having the conversations now. I'm just so, look, here comes the next one, the stripy top. This is the teacher, because we've had a go at a couple of the kids and sent them packing. She's coming over now. Now she's going to give her authority. Look, big grin on her face already. She doesn't want to talk to us because they've already blown the lid about us. Yep, right guys, we're ready to go. Yeah, we've had enough of talk.
Guys. Be good.
Yeah. Sad, isn't it? It's sad. And I don't mean the people are sad, it's just the situation is sad. Yeah.
She had no.
Yeah.
Why is she doing that? Who is she?
Do you know
Why not
what?
be invited?
I've actually got a megaphone in my boot and I don't have my car with me and I'm gutted about that. Ooh. So sorry about the interactions today, guys. I've tried my best, but I'm obviously not coming with the right angle. Sorry about that.
Trouble yesterday. I don't know if it'll work on your phone. But
Oh, wow. Wow.
you were like,
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you.
no, you're doing really good.
Thank you, my darling. I've just got this, look. Oh no, it gets to me sometimes, yeah. Yeah, look, I've got one. So what Paul Price was showing me yesterday, I've got one now.
Samsung.
Right, so guys, I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to restart my phone and plug it in, give it a little bit of juice, and then I'll come back live again. Okay, so I'm here. I'm all right. I'm here. I'm fine. Okay. And I'll be back in a bit. Yeah. Dolly, you're absolutely right. Old guard's fallen.